Ferb, I know what we're gonna do today.
Talk about an anime that's just like our show?
That's right, Ferb. What is up, dog? I am HydraBread, and in this video, I am going to bring to light a lesser-known anime called My Neighbor Seki. This anime deserves a lot more attention than it gets because everything about it just works. And also, it's just funny. The premise is very similar to Phineas and Ferb, but the twist is, it takes place in a classroom rather than a backyard. It has Seki, a genius kid who wants to cure himself of boredom and will construct crazy things. Sound familiar? But unlike Phineas and Ferb, Seki is a little troublemaker. He ropes others into his shenanigans and is a master of stealth. You see, he can get away with building a miniature race course on his desk and not get caught as he drives a tiny toy car slowly across it. He is so fast at removing things from his desk that when eyes go his way, they will not spot his shenanigans. What makes Seki very entertaining to watch, just like the two kid geniuses themselves, is just how into his shenanigans he gets. This guy goes all in. When he builds that racing course thing, he studies the rules of the road for hours before coming to class, instead of studying for the class itself, just so he can skip the boredom of class time. And every time the car tips over or breaks a rule of the road, he penalizes himself as if he's taking a real driver's exam. The mad lad even prepared a fake driver's license in advance to prove that he had passed his own exam. In another episode, Seki starts an entire post office for note passing within the classroom, complete with a little mailbox and everything, and somehow he gets everyone in on it. But all this is at the expense of Rumi. Rumi is an unfortunate soul who genuinely wants to do well in class, but her grade tanks because she cannot keep her eyes off the crazy ideas Seki whips up. Who wouldn't be distracted by 100 erasers lined up like dominoes that are hooked up to some fireworks? Oh, what's that? Seki just brought normal chess pieces to class today? Today, concentrating is gonna be really easy, right? Oh no, don't make that mistake, Rumi. Seki's about to turn this into a soap opera. But sometimes, she starts to become weirdly invested in what Seki is doing over the course of the show, because it's just so intriguing and bizarre. Seki's work is very detailed, and he's extremely committed to the act. And Rumi winds up taking more of the heat from the teacher than Seki, who goes consequence-free. Baka. Depending on how invested she is in a given thing Seki does, Rumi will either try to ignore him and fail miserably, or become his accomplice and help him evade consequences. Several times though, the reason Rumi gets invested is because Seki can get comically sadistic towards the toys he brings in. Because Rumi is extremely empathetic, she feels bad for these inanimate objects, and tries to intervene in subtle ways to rig a happy ending, much to Seki's dismay. This makes Rumi oddly compelling. Overall, the dynamic between these characters is hysterical, and they balance each other perfectly. Even their color palettes stand in perfect contrast. You can watch My Neighbor Seki on Crunchyroll, but you'll have to search for its Japanese title, Tonari No Seki-Kun, The Master of Killing Time. There are 21 episodes, which are all 7 minutes long, so it's easy to get into and goes by really fast. It's short but sweet, and if you like those, there are actually 3 more episodes you can watch. 2 of them are specials, OVA episodes that are a little longer and possibly even funnier than the original show. They are not on Crunchyroll, so unfortunately you will have to yo-ho-ho a bit if you want to find them, but it's definitely worth it. Then there's a pilot episode, which is alright, but very hard to find as well. And if you're really adventurous, you can read the manga it was based on, because even though all the episodes in the anime are more or less within the manga has 130 chapters, with each episode being 1 chapter in length, and that means over 5 times the Seki. Because who would not want to watch Seki masterfully balance a Jenga tower as to not get busted by the teacher, or filming a Godzilla romance movie without getting caught? We even get to meet Seki's little sister, who is brimming with creativity just like her brother. She gets along with Rumi very well. Both of Seki's parents are busy working people, so if you read between the lines a little, it makes sense how Seki turned out the way he did. And on the topic of Seki's parents, we also get to meet Seki's mom, who is actually a famous chef. Turns out they're a family of creatives, but Seki's mom fully understands the nonsense that her son forces Rumi to put up with, and thanks her for doing that from the sidelines. Ah, Rumi, poor thing. Just don't go in expecting the status quo to change much. This isn't a romance series, this isn't an action series, it's a comedy. And the formula sticks to its guns for all 130 chapters. Somehow, the author does not run out of crazy ideas during all that time. Mad respect. Also, there's an additional bonus chapter released after the manga ended that tells us Seki and Rumi tied the knot 10 years later, and you could follow the antics of their baby. It's kind of sweet, but I don't want to spoil specifics of more comedy bits, because it's the kind of series you'll want to experience for yourself. Overall, I'd highly recommend My Neighbor Seki. It took such a simple formula and ran with it, just like Phineas and Ferb. It's even simpler than Phineas and Ferb though, yet it pulls off comedy to rival that series regardless, so it earns a top spot on my list of favorite comedy animes. Oh, it looks like my phone is ringing. Ferb? Ferb is calling me? Hello?
Hi, I'd just like to remind your viewers to like and subscribe to your channel.
Thank you, Ferb. On that topic, I'm trying to reach 1,000 subscribers, so at 500 subscribers, I will tell you what Updog is, and at 1,000 subscribers, I will analyze my top animes of all time. Either way, I hope you have a wonderful week, and take care of yourself. And keep eating bread or something. I really gotta work on my catchphrase. Anyway, see ya.